Assalamu alaikum, shalom, hotep, peace, peace. Peace on these streets, salam Allah to the gods, peace to the gods and earth. I'm your brother in the struggle, Brother Minister Alif. And today we're going to decipher and decipher the spookism, yes family, the spookism about the Annunaki. Oh my goodness, here we go. Fam, Master Muhammad gave us some basic principles. Now, I mean, it's really sad as well as pathetic that in 2023 we still would rather believe that either white Jews built the pyramids of ancient Kemet or Black Egypt, or some alien came from the 12th planet that we can't see, our modern day technology can't see, but yet we believe it, that there's this mystery planet out there somewhere in our solar system covering. I mean, it's just, it boggles the mind how accurate Master Muhammad is in our lessons. In our book of lessons, we're taught about the 85%, the mentally dead. The mentally dead are easy to lead in the wrong direction. Now, in order for that dichotomy to take place, you have to have a misleader. You have to have someone that's teaching them tricknology based on technology. I mean, that's the only way you can make tricknology work. You got to get the people to believe in all type of absurd, spooky ideas. Once you instill the spooky idea into the brain of the masses, it's easy for you to control them. And while they looking up to the heavens or looking for some mystery god, or looking for some mystery planet, or looking for the UFO, the aliens to come, or looking for some mystery god, you got your hands all in their pockets. I mean, and it's like, I'm not player hating. I mean, it's like the 10% are the 10%. Now, I mean, you know, our thing is we're going to annihilate the goddamn 10% on the face of this planet. The 5% are the poor righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachers of the 10%, the rich, the slave makers of the poor, who teach the poor what? Who teach the poor lies, spookism. They take the power out of the people and put it in themselves, and the people will look at them as being the God instead of seeing a God in the mirror. This is the tricknology that the devil has been using for over 6,000 years on our people. Now, I mean, I'm going to have to take us back to 1965. It's like this stuff been taught over and over and over again. Malcolm taught it. Farrakhan taught it. Salah, the messenger taught it. Master Muhammad taught it. Jeremiah Shabbat, MGTs to assist on them. We got to do it again and again because the masses are just so gullible. It's sad. I mean, it's like, it's really sad to see our people just keep getting robbed. They just keep believing that nothing is something. Now, I mean, that nobody is somebody. Now, I mean, like the Bible says, they're ever learning, but they fail to understand. They got all this knowledge, all this wisdom, but they don't have understanding. Now, I mean, I'm not even gonna waste my time too much on this crap. This is how spooky this crap is. Now, I mean, it's like, you know, like it's getting ridiculous, family. Now, I mean, you know, it's like the Devil Sitchin's 1976 book is being regurgitated, plagiarized. They rewriting, Googling information, just re-putting it out there to make money. Now, I mean, and it is pathetic. Now, I mean, because, I mean, my thing is, I don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, I mean, my thing is like, all right, do your thing, but like, don't be re-enslaving black people. Now, I mean, it's ridiculous. Now, I mean, like, why are we so quick to believe that some white Jews built the Great Pyramid of Giza? Why are we so quick to believe it's so much of an insult to our ancestors when we talk about the Ashkenazi Jews was enslaved in ancient Kemet in Egypt and they built the pyramids, and of course niggers ain't smart enough to build their own pyramids. It had to be some aliens that came down from the 12th planet and they the ones that taught them the technology. And it's like, for real, like, come on, like, y'all, you really believe this spooky nonsense? It's like, for real? The reason it's so easy for black people to believe in nothing is because they don't believe in themselves. They are not self-believers. And this is what makes the poor righteous teachers, the 5%, job so difficult. This is why we don't have the money. We don't have the lights. We don't get the fame and the pump and the glitter, because we're not talking bullshit to you. We're not telling you lies and tricknology. We're teaching you about you. Now, I mean, in summary, now, I mean, ain't no darn aliens came from another planet and came down here and grafted. It's sad that we even got to go into this. Ain't no aliens came from the 12th planet. I mean, like you know, now, you know, we like 30 billion miles is like, all right, Mercury, Venus, Earth. We know the science. Now, I mean, like, we can tell you the size of the planets, the weight of the planets. The sun is 93 million miles away from the planet Earth. I'm not using those. I know this stuff in my head. 150 million kilometers away. Light travels 186,000 miles per second. 14,072 degrees hot on its surface. Now, I mean, it takes something like 8 minutes and 20 seconds or exactly 500 seconds to reach you on Earth, black God, human being. You are the angel. You are the demon. You are the God. You are the devil. There is nothing outside of you but you. Spooky, wake up. Damn, this is ridiculous. Now, I mean, it's like, for real. Now, I mean, like, for real, it's like, it's like the technology is so absurd. I'm like, whoa. I'm in the wrong business. If I teach bullcrap, I need to jump on the band where I start teaching y'all some spooky stuff. That's what y'all want to hear. That's what tickles your ear. I mean, that's what vibrates the inner ear. And I mean, traveling 1,120 feet per second. Bullcrap. That's what our people are attracted to. Sad to say. Now, I mean, let me take you back to 1965 to the messenger teachings from Message to the Black Man in 1965. We're going back to basics. You know what I mean? The white race's false claim to be divine chosen people. It's like, oh my goodness. Now, I mean, all this reheated Iman Isa doctrines, all this plagiarism that's taken, it's just ridiculous. Like uneducated people really believe the crap, but people that's educated, people that knew that stuff 40 years ago, it's like, for real. I mean, like you're using the devil's technology to teach technology in the form of technology. It's like, come on. Now, I mean, like, no, family, we got to do better than that. We got to wake up. Now, I mean, whether you call it the Annunaki, the Annununa, they're known by countless names. But I want you to know the Annunaki is real. The Annunaki is black people. The gods are real. The gods are black people. The devils are real. The devils are black people. The grafted devils are real. The grafted devils are white people. The Jews are real. The Jews are black people. The pyramids of Mexico were built by Mexicans. The Great Pyramid of Giza weighs 14, but Master Muhammad said in the 1930, the Great Pyramid of Giza, he was there. He's like, listen, family, you know what I mean? We studying the secret vaults of Mecca. We got the actual documentation. You read the meta, the hieroglyphs as they call it. The Great Pyramid of Giza weighs 14 billion pounds, consists of 2,800,000 blocks. Each block weighs an average of 2.5 tons of 5,000 pounds, 481,764 feet high. It covers 13 acres. Meaning, like, it's nothing spooky with the pyramids of Egypt. When they built the pyramid, they got it wrong because they didn't have no goddamn alien information. It was wrong. It collapsed. It was a bent pyramid. They had the step pyramid. It collapsed. It was, you know what I mean? And they improved and they grew and they learned from their son learned from their father. You know what I mean? And that son learned from that son. Now, I mean, that's the reality. It's like, yo, it took hard work to do that crap. It wasn't like they found the actual people that was eating the fish and drinking 40s. They was drinking beer in ancient Egypt, building the pyramids. They had back pains. They was working hard. It was a national pride. Black folks did that. Ain't no darn aliens came in Egypt and did nothing. Ain't no aliens came from the 12th planet. Ain't no Annunaki came down on no UFOs and taught them some magic. And like, come on, fam, y'all that spooky and we gotta get this spooky crap out our people. The black man is God. The black woman is the goddess. That's our higher self. Now we can go to our lower self and manifest Satan, Set, the devil, the jinn, Satan, whatever spooky terms you want to use. We could be good or evil. Why? Everything in the universe could be good or evil. The very atom has protons and electrons, positive and negative forces. The big giant sun, the giant Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, the moon, everything has a polar opposite. You yourself, every cell in your body, your DNA, the planet that we live on has a North Pole and a South Pole. It has a electromagnetic field in the north and electromagnetic field in the south. Opposites attract, like repels. These big-head people you see it in ancient Egypt, yo, it's like family. If you're inbreeding, I mean, it's extremely common on this planet for human beings to have elongated brains. We're born with a 7.5 ounce brain. Each brain cell or neuron generates a power equal to 1/70,000th of a volt of electricity. Our thoughts travel 24 billion. That's from mom said we're born with a 7.5 ounce brain. Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz was born for 8 ounces. He had a big head. He had a big brain. His descendants had big. His DNA had big brains. He was on the island of Pila and Patmos. It's a volcanic island, family. All this spooky stuff. This is like when you talk about Adam and Eve in the garden. There ain't no aliens in there. That was black folks and white folks. That the black man produces 16 shades of color, 4 shades of black, 4 shades of brown, 4 shades of yellow, 4 shades of red. We produce the albino, we produce the Caucasian, we're the Asian from West Asia, where the Annunaki came from. The Annunaki was our ancestors. They were black people. They were Africans. Africa is not just 12 million square miles. Madagascar broke off. It's like, no, the whole world is Africa. We black folks is in Europe and Mexico and China and India and wherever you go on this planet covering 196,940,000 square miles, you're going to find the black man is the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Get this spooky, ignorant stuff out, y'all. Quit throwing your money to the 10%ers, the rich, the slave makers of the poor. They sound real hip. Dr. Martin Luther King sound real hip with integration. Our people, it sounds better than Malcolm's theory. It sounds better. The message of Elijah Muhammad couldn't be as articulate as I had a dream. But that preacher's teachings toward him, where you dream a dream, say you had a dream. Don't call your dream a vision. It's 2023. That crap didn't come alive to today. It's 2023, family. No Akhenaten, ain't no aliens, ain't no 12th planet. It ain't come this year. It's not coming next year. You're not going to see it 10 years from now, 100 years from now, 1 trillion years from now. It's bull crap. It's a misinterpretation, mistranslation, mistransliteration, and in certain instances, it's an outright trick. It's designed and taught not because the teacher believe the crap, but because they know you're spooky behind believes it. And they know that the 85%, the mentally dead, those that are mentally blind, deaf, and dumb, they're easy to lead in the wrong direction, but they're hard as heck to lead in the right direction. This is what makes the struggle so frustrating, because we could be so far ahead from now. Now, I mean, it's like black people psychologically, subconsciously like, oh, damn, if the Annunaki built the pyramids or gave the technology, and they, if the aliens did it, if the Jews did it because they're the chosen of God, then we can't build a house. We can't build a black hospital right now. We can't build a black bank. We can't build black farms. We can't sew what we wear. We can't grow what we eat. We can't build where we live. We can't defend what we got because we're so spooky. We're waiting on nothing to come do something for everyone. Let's look at what the messenger told us about the white race's false claim to be divine chosen people. This is, again, the holy message to the black man in America, 1965. The messenger teaches us, according to the Bible, Genesis chapter 3, verses 20 through 24, Adam and his wife were the first parents of all people, white race only. I'm not saying that. That's a quote from Messenger Elijah Muhammad. I keep telling y'all the messenger's message will guide you through this age of mess. But you want to go with the pump and glitter. You want to go with all that fancy stuff. Know what I mean? You want to take and have hope in some UFO coming down. You got this God complex like Messiah is going to come from outer space and do for you what you got to do for yourself. Wake up, black folks. Know what I mean? The messenger said white race only. And the first sinners, according to the word of Allah, he was driven from the Garden of Paradise into the hills and caves of West Asia. All this hybrid alien stuff, no, family. Our DNA is our DNA. The deoxyribonucleic acid, the RNA, the messenger, all that genetic stuff. When you read Genesis, genes is the book of genetics, it clearly tells you about Jacob, the big head scientist. This is why you see Akhenaten and all with these big heads and all this stuff. It clearly tells you that Jacob is going to graft some animals. He's going to graft some beets. He's going to graft, and he's producing Laban, which means white. He's going to produce the white from the black. This is talking about our story. It's just putting metaphors and similes and analogies and other languages in Aramaic and Hebrew and Arabic and Greek and Latin to confuse you. Because they know the average person ain't getting all into the technology, so they fall for the tricknology. Let us continue. The messenger says, according to the word of Allah, he was driven from the Garden of Paradise into the hills and caves of West Asia, or as they now call it, Europe, to live his evil life in the West and not in the Holy Land of the East. Therefore, the Lord God sent him, meaning Adam, forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, Muslim guards. The cherubims were not some spooky angels with big wings, and the cherubims were black men. The cherubims were black women. They had the S word, the sword, the secret word, an arm, a leg, an arm, a head. They was protecting their nation. They were militarily minded black folks on earth. They didn't come from another planet. They were born and raised on this planet. We migrate all over this planet covering 196,940,000 square miles. But we have never, ever mixed our DNA with the Martians, the people from Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, or some unknown, unseen 12th planet somewhere beyond the sun, moon, and stars. That nonsense out, like, for real, family? Like, come on now. the messenger goes on to say, so he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, Muslim guards, and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the devils out of the way of the tree of life, meaning the nation of Islam. The tree of life was the nation of Islam. The tree of life was talking about our people's nation. You see? That tree of life, like all cultures have, we got the Mississippi River. We got the Nile River, the long river down 4,690 miles. Master Muhammad said 1930s in our lessons. He told us in 1933 and 99, actual fact, that the Nile River is 4,690 miles long, 1 3 miles wide. Know the stuff in our heads. The Nile River wasn't always there, family. Africa, as we call it, no matter what nomenclature or scientific terms we may use, we call it the Annunaki, we call it the Yehudi, the Jews, the Hebrews. We went by thousands and thousands of different names over the last 76 trillion years. Kemet, Nubia. Kemet be like, the people in ancient Kemet be like, we didn't learn this from the goddamn aliens. We learned this from the black people, from our great-great-grandfathers and them from down south. We learned this from the people of the Sudan. I mean, we learned this from the people of Nubia. They was building pyramids down there. The pyramids down there are inferior to the pyramids up here because we learned pyramid building from these ancient black people that was living down here. They were gods and goddesses, but they had 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nares, a mouth. They had penis, vaginas, anuses, fingers, toes, hearts, livers, kidneys. They were goddamn human beings. Plain and simple. But in their brain, they were able to calculate mathematics, astronomy, astrology, agriculture. They studied the sciences of life through observation. They were not perfect people. There's no such thing as perfect people, black or white. They were not magical people. There's no such thing as magic. They were not doing miracles. They did scientific wonders, but it's an insult to our ancestors in so-called Black History Month for us to attribute our historical legacy, our contributions to civilizations, the arts and sciences that we gave to this planet, to goddamn grafted devils, or if they didn't do it, aliens did it. You know how insulting that is to people that have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of themselves? Do you understand how disrespectful that is to black people, to the black nation of Islam? Do you honestly think that our future won't throw that crap in the trash bin, in the garbage can, in the heap with all the other technology with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the Sandman and all the aliens and all these grafted devils that actually supposed to build our pyramid? Come on. It's sad, family. And the thing about it is you're doing it for the devil's dead present. The love of money is the root of all evil. Your greed, your desire for Rolls Royce, for a helicopter, for a jet plane, for a penthouse suite, for a mansion, for some more cash in it, for a bigger credit card, for unlimited. Your desire for a white girl. That's really what you want. All right, do your thing. But don't take and make the struggle. There's black men and black women sitting on death row for fighting for the liberation of our people. There's brothers and sisters that have been in jail for 40, 50 years for the liberation of our people. There are bones that are rotten 6 feet under the ground that were murdered for the liberation of our people. And after all that service and sacrifice, you want to take and spit on that grave by attributing the contributions of our ancestors to some goddamn devils and aliens? It's pathetic. The messenger goes on to say, the Holy Quran says, quote, but the devil made them both fall from it and caused them to depart from that state in which they were. And we said, get forth, some of you being the enemies of others. And there's for you in the earth an abode and a provision for a time. The time here refers to the limited time of the Adamic race. The time is 6,000 years. According to the above verse, chapter 2, verse 36, they were driven out because they were the enemies of the people of the garden in these words, get forth, some of you being the enemies of others. The others cannot refer to any others than the people of the garden, the Muslims. The Adamic race is still the enemy of the Muslims, the black man. Nevertheless, Allah did not deprive the Adamic race right guidance through his prophets, whom they persecuted and killed. The Adamic white race history is proof that they are the enemies of God and the righteous, for they never did sincerely accept a prophet of God. Can they now claim to be the chosen race of God? Why would God limit their time to rule? Why did God send the prophets to warn them that he was going to destroy them? Holy Quran, chapter 7, verse 14. He said, the devil, respite me into the day when they are raised up. Those that are referred to as being raised up refer to the resurrection of the black man and to the knowledge of the white race as being the devils, the enemies of Allah, God, and the black nation. He, as the devil said, thou hast caused me to remain disappointed. I will certainly lie and wait for them in thy straight path. Holy Quran, chapter 7, verses 166. What Allah disappointed the devils in was the limiting of their rule over the nations and making it manifest to the world of black man that they are the enemies and great deceivers of the righteous. The white race is not and never will be the chosen people of Allah God. They are the chosen people of their father, Yaqub, the devil. So Yaqub is the one that was the God that grafted the original people. He was not an alien. Dr. Yaqub Shabazz, Yaqub means supplanter or changer. Malik means king or master. And Shabazz means godly or godlike. This black man at the age of 6, he was the one that used eugenics, who used the law of science. He used mathematics to graft from the original people. He's the one that fused the original man genes and took the recessive gene and mated it with another recessive gene. Just as you could take a orange tree and a lemon branch and you could cut off the lemon branch and bud it to the orange tree and you get a new grafted fruit called the grapefruit. The grapefruit didn't come from aliens. The technology of the grapefruit didn't come from another planet. People that understand agriculture and farming and produce, they understand that you can graft fruits and vegetables on this planet with human ingenuity. If you take a horse and a donkey and let them have sex, they give birth to a mule. This grafted mule is sterile. This grafted mule did not come from God in the sky. This grafted mule did not come from alien technology. This DNA that's in the mule is not ancient, spooky technology. It's simple biology. You can take dominant and recessive genes. You could do it with peas. You could do it with bats. You could do it with monkeys. You could do it with tiglons and ligons. You could do it with worms and snakes. There's snakes of the grafted type. Some got rattles. Some suffocate you. Some are poisonous. Some don't even have poison ducts. You can do it with roses. You can make red roses and white roses and blue roses and black roses. You can graft all kinds of flowers, and from their fruit, you can produce all types of fruits. You could produce 1,000 different types of apples. You could go to China and get a peach and graft all kinds of peaches all over the planet Earth. All types of grapes. You can produce seedless grapes. But no alien technology is teaching you how to graft things on this planet. The grafting on this planet is as old as this planet. It comes from black people. The god Imhotep, he took the gourd and grafted the gourd with the cucumber. Two different fruits, a white seed and a black seed. You take a white cucumber seed and a black gourd seed and you graft it and you get a watermelon. There's all types of watermelons grafted from Imhotep's graftation. There's all types of grafted dogs from the wolf. There's all type of grafted deer, cats, bears, humans. It's like if the black man has sex with a Puerto Rican girl, there's a new strain. If a black man has sex with a Chinese girl, an Indian girl. But if the black man and the black woman eat other than their own cells, they can produce an albino gene. Albinism is a genetic mutation. It's a recessive gene. They got pink eyes, white skin, blonde hair. They're not aliens. They're black people. They're our children. They come from us. If you take an albino, if a black man and a black woman has sex and produce an albino baby, say me and my wife have an albino son, and you and your wife have an albino daughter, and my albino son gets your albino daughter pregnant, and they keep reproducing like that. The Asian is going to produce a Caucasian. Asia means world. Asiatic. Asia is the oldest name of this planet. Africa's not the oldest name of the planet. I know you think Asia came from the Greeks. No, it didn't, family. They got written records in ancient China. The oldest name of Asia, which is the largest part of the planet Earth, 16 million square miles. Africa is 12 million square miles. I'm not I'm pro, I'm Africa all day. And I mean, I recognize myself. I know who I am. But I'm saying Africa is not this little 12 million. I'm saying the whole world is Africa. The whole universe covering 238 quintillion, 640 quadrillion miles is Africa. When I say Africa, I mean the black nations. Everything on this earth has its origin with black folks. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's good or evil, it came from black folks. I don't care if it's white or black, it came from black folks. The pulley, the gear, the incline, these simple, like we're talking like less than 10 elementary pieces of physics. That's all you need to make every machine on the face of the planet Earth. See, we got this thing that the white man's ice is colder. I mean, it's like Elon Musk, for example. In 2023, this is his trick knowledge. I'm gonna put you down with his trick knowledge. Now, I mean, his trick knowledge is basically on this tip. He has the world looking at him like he's this super genius. Oh, he making rockets and he going to space and he's making electric cars. No, he's not. It's just like we had electric eels and electric cars and electricity before the devil was even grafted. We had flying vehicles before the devil was thought of. The UFOs is not coming from outer space. They coming from Earth. Our ancestors had technology. We knew how to make airplanes and helicopters way before white folks. You know what I mean? It's just that we had so much, we lost the knowledge of what we actually had. We had civilizations greater than the civilization we got right now. See, we look at, like, oh, my phone is, I got a smartphone, I got an iPhone, we got technology. Look, I got the microphones. It's like, no, we had brains that could vibrate and emit frequencies on such a level we could talk without a phone. If I wanted to call you, I mentally just call you. What's up? I mean, I can see you with my third eye, with my I can see you on the other side of the planet. If I wanted to go to the planet Mars, I could go to the planet Mars. Dad, I just was there. I just came back. It takes 1-2 seconds. It's just a thought away. But we're so spooky, we don't understand who we really are. We don't understand who we really came from. Now, I mean, it's like the God An, the sky god, and his wife, Ki, the earth goddess, was talking about a black man and a black woman. It wasn't nothing spooky whatsoever with the Annunaki. There, people like the Annunaki, they history is written 36,000 to 500. That's what they say 500,000 years. We don't have no scientific way of calculating 500,000 or 36,000. We don't have no empirical evidence on this planet of a written record from 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. It's bull. It's pseudoscience. It's spooky. People are like, oh, pseudoscience is you talking about the European, the nonsense, the Greeks. It's like, family. How's we going to take one word out of the bastard language of English and say, oh, we can't use pseudo, but we can use the word science? It's like, come on, we made the word science. Science is the first law of science. The message told us is observation. We invented science. We invented pseudosciences. We the ones that's like, yo, y'all talking astrology. Nah, we deal with astronomy. Astrology is pseudoscience. Black folks. I mean, it's like life after death is pseudoscience. Black folks. A God coming from cloud number 9, the Nimbus cloud, the Stratus cloud, the Cumulus cloud, the Cirrus cloud, is pseudoscience. It's spooky. It's not math. If it's not mathematics, it's not Islam. We're not talking about Prophet Muhammad of 1,400 years ago. We're talking about Islam. Islam simply means submission. When we say Islam, we're talking about the nature of the original people. The Holy Quran, Surah 30, Ayat 30, that our being, our way of life is, our nature is Islam. The message is that we don't become Muslim. When we say we Muslim, we ain't talking about like Sunni. We don't point our fingers and become a Muslim. When we say we're Muslim, what we're saying is that we're people of peace. We're saying that we deal in universal laws. The law of gravity, whether you're Sunni, Hebrew, Israelite, Christian, Catholic, white, black, you jump off the mountain, you die. Now, if you use your technology and you jump off the mountain and you got a parachute, you don't die. You make and unmake yourself, but ain't nothing spooky. And our people have to get this. Now, I mean, we're going for the devil's technology. This devil, Tesla, his thing is like, his electric car, Toyota stock just went up. Now, I mean, you know, I had stock in different things. You know, we do for sale. But you got Toyota, you got the electric cars. And they lowered the prices to try to reel you in. But the reason they lowered the prices on electric cars is they're trying to trick you. Because the brother that invented the battery that didn't need electricity. Imagine this here. You got an iron. You got a phone that don't need a charger. You got an iron that don't need you got a TV that don't need a plug or a battery. You got a car. They be like, you know how much money we gonna lose? Is you crazy? The government stole the dude's patent. They stole the man's patent and he sued them in the U.S. Supreme Court. And the U.S. Supreme Court told the government, what y'all can't take that man patent. They like, yo, he put this on the market. You know how many millions of jobs gonna get lost? We need fossil fuels. We need people to do these jobs and I mean businesses. And they was like, well, you can't just take his, you're going to have to pay him. So they had to pay him like some money. I mean, you know, to make sure that his common sense, more natural, basic science didn't come on the market. Because when they went to ancient Babylon, ain't no Annunaki, the Iraqis, they made batteries. Little children understand you could take lemons and potatoes. You could make your own batteries in your house with fruits and vegetables. They understand the electromagnetics. I mean, it's cause and effect, actions and reactions. I mean, so this technology is ancient. It's like they wasn't running around like the modern day will, as the message said in I'll Say has arrived in 1974. But they had their wills. I mean, they had technology. The people of ancient China, they had technology. They knew how to use so-called gunpowder for their festivals, whatever. The devil just used it for wicked purposes. I mean, the people in ancient Azania, South Africa, the blacksmiths, that's why they call them black. The blacksmiths, they knew how to work metals. They made perfect steel orbs of the planet Earth thousands of years ago. The people in ancient India, they had metal, they got metal contraptions over there that scientists still scratching their head trying to figure out what the heck was this for? How did they even make this? I mean, but the thing about it is it's sad when you take the unknown and try to make it known. There's countless things in our universe that we simply do not know, we will not know. I'm a black man. I'm a minister of the Nation of Islam. There are countless things I just don't know. But I cannot usurp my don't know and then say, oh, I'm going to make it into a no. I mean, it was done by Santa Claus. See, you know what I mean? Santa Claus came, he had a Rudolph. Well, the reason he was able to fly over here, the reindeer, his nose lit up and it was red and he could see through the fog. And you know what I mean? He came and dropped the toy. It's like, come on. You can't make me disprove a negative. It's your job to prove it. If you're teaching that aliens did it, that the Jews, the white Ashkenazi Jews built the pyramids or whatever, prove it. Show and prove it. Don't show and tell it, show and prove it. You can't show and prove it. And your teachers can't show and prove it. And in the future, it will not be shown and proved. It's just show and tell. And it's sad that you're teaching our people who needs to wake up to the reality of God and the devil, that all of our greatest accomplishment, our greatest civilizations was not built through sweat, blood, and tears, and hard work, and ingenuity, and in human intelligence, holy intellect, that it was done by Europeans, or it was done by Martians, or the Annunaki, or come on, family. Get that spooky stuff out of you. And remember, only the messenger's message will guide us through this age of mess. The struggle continues. Salam Allah.